Hello and welcome to the Game Theory Podcast. I'm your host, Sam Vicini. We're presented by CLNS Media. Today on the show, making a return appearance again, because he's just terrific. We had so much fun on the last podcast. It's MGrads.
How y'all doing, buddy? I'm doing great, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm great, man. I got done with a workout today. I'm feeling great. Like my body is actually like feeling alive for the first time in like a year. So that's great.
That's great. That Bikram yoga stuff, man. That's amazing.
Well, the funny thing about that shit is like, so Laura, my fiance, started going to a yoga studio and then like told me to come along, and I found out that they do like crazy ass like HIIT classes, and like she started to convince me to start doing Pilates. So I've now been doing like 3 HIIT classes and like 1 Pilates class a week basically. And like my body is fucking dying.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
But we're going to talk about the NBA. We're going to talk about some college guys that MGrads wants to talk about a little bit here. We're going to start with James Harden. We're going to move to Luka Doncic, some of the rookies that he's excited about. We're going to talk about Jim Boylen and the Bulls because that's just a disaster.
A dumpster fire.
And then, we're going to talk about some college kids that are near and dear to Marcus's heart over there. So let's start with James Harden. James Harden, over his last 2 games, has dropped like 117 points.
Million points.
None of the craziest stat out of all of that is none of his points, none of his made field goals have been assisted. He's getting it literally all by himself.
2 points have been assisted on, or 2 assisted on, or 2 points, one of the 2. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
It's insane. Like, he's ridiculous. So, like, I guess that my question is, how do we think of this offensive season? Like, is it legit, like, maybe the best offensive season ever? Because I'm getting close to that, or at least, like, since 1975 or whatever, right? Like, we're not going to go back and, like, say, like, Wilt and all that shit. But, like...
There was a young man from North Carolina named Michael Jordan who averaged 37. So... when James gets to average 37, then we can say that. But yes, this is one of those. That's James Harden is going off. Like, what he's doing is amazing. There's no but. I'm going to, what he's doing. No, James Harden is doing like. I know he was mad, and he really be doing it because when he lost, he didn't want the camera in his face. Like, to me, that shows like he's not out there like just playing. Like, some guys that had 58 and taken the L and been like walked off the court smiling, like, you know, like feeling good, and he walked off the court like, get that camera out of my face. Like, that to me shows me a lot about where James Harden is as a player now. And it's like he's doing this because he has to. Everybody's out, you know. Clint's out now. So I mean, but what it's just, I mean, that is literally like putting the team on your back, like in a way I haven't seen in a long time. Like from a man, that's what he's doing is just unreal.
No Clint, no Chris Paul, like PJ Tucker and Gary Clark, I think started as their big men last night. And like, look, PJ Tucker's awesome. Like, PJ Tucker defends his ass off. He can hit corner threes now. Like, he is a legit very good player. But
Bruce Bowen.
Yeah. Like a player like that. But that's who he is, right? Like, he's a 5th starter, and he right now like might be their 2nd best player. Like, it's him and like Eric Gordon's missed some time here and there too. So like, it's not even like they're getting like a full complement of Eric Gordon. Is it like, is Austin Rivers like one of their 3 best players with James Harden right now?
The healthy ones, young A. Rivy. Yeah, that's just a testament to James Harden's just like, man, it's just like, I'm a hooper. I'm gonna go out here and get and do all I can. You know, I mean, I guess it's because he's from LA. You know, those LA dudes get bad. Those LA dudes get bad reps. You know, and then we carry franchises. You know, we always come in to fix things. But
why do you think LA dudes get bad reps? This will be
because Biggie said it in the song. You know, the women in the weather. You know, he said a couple other things too, but he said the women in the weather. That's why. You know, it's like that because it's sunny all the time. They think that, you know, we're outside, you know, on the beach tanning and stuff like that, laying out. You know, not in the gym working. So that's what they think. We got too many distractions out here. But it's like, man, they got the hood out here just like they got it everywhere else.
You do still hear that about like Southern California kids.
Oh, yeah. That's why everybody's talking about the Pac-12 is so weak and all this. But the Pac-12 always puts out a killer every year. Always. And look where the last 2 MVPs and where they're from. So, I mean, give us the bad rep.
Who is the Pac-12's killer this year?
I mean, well, DeAndre Ayton's not from
no, not the.
But of course, I mean, you got to say Alonzo Trier. Who
not
else
the 2018, the 2019 class. I mean,
who's it going to be? Oh, this can. we see. That's what I'm saying. We don't know yet. I mean, Lonzo Ball. Oh, my bad. Okay, here we go.
So like, what is it like? Kevin Porter? You're probably going to say like Kevin Porter or something?
Yeah, I mean, but we don't know. We don't know with Kevin Porter. Like, we don't know. Like, he is a talent of all talents. That's not his problem. Basketball is not his problem. But yeah, we don't know. Man, I don't. That's a good question because it could be anybody.
That's tough. Yeah,
that's tough because it's like you never. It depends on who comes out. You know, because
it does.
It's like that kid from Washington. That kid from Washington State. What if he comes out? You know, and
Robert
it's like
Franks,
you never know.
Yeah,
but it's like
he'll be fine.
Yeah, you just don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying about the Pac-12 because it's like, man, you just don't know because everybody's saying they're down. It's bad, but it's individual players. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
So James Harden, over his last, what is it? Like, let's say, I want to say it's 17, 18 games. His last 18 games. 42.2 points, 9.1 assists. He's shooting 15 threes a game, 38% from three. He's getting to the line 14 times a game and is shooting 90% from the line. Like, do you enjoy watching James Harden? Like, I guess like that's always like the thing that people ask, right? Like, oh, he's like fucking ruining basketball. I don't agree with that, but like, I just want to ask you, like, do you enjoy?
I don't get why people say that. Like, I don't get why people say that. Like, if you have a guy who's dominant like that with the ball and he's getting buckets and he's getting 9 assists a game, do you understand? Like, 6 assists for a point guard is really damn good. Okay, like he's getting 9 and giving you 42. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he's pretty much giving you 42 and 10 a night. Like, how does he ruin basketball? That doesn't make any sense to me because like if you're a basketball fan, you like to see dominating performances. You know, you love to see that. Like, you have a whole team full of guys and they can't stop him. There's nothing they can do. Do you understand? Like that's impressive. That James Harden, what he's doing, and people that I don't even get people who say that. Those are guys who just crunch numbers the whole time. How many dribbles he takes? You know, like I'm not with that. Like missing with that. He's a point guard. Of course, he's gonna take a lot of dribbles compared to Klay Thompson. Like Klay Thompson comes off of screens. You know, like there's a difference with how Klay Thompson moves as opposed to what James Harden's doing. I still am upset. My whole thing is I don't get why Anthony Davis isn't talked about because he doesn't have the ball like James Harden does. And he's putting up, he had 46 and 16 the other night. And it's just like, oh, well, James Harden had 57. Do you understand? But it's like, I get that. But James Harden has the ball the whole time.
Well, like everyone,
that's my only argument.
Everyone always tries to like diminish other people at the expense of like someone else, right? Like,
oh, I'm not diminishing James Harden at all.
No. I know you're not. But like, I'm saying like
up Anthony Davis. I'm just giving you a comparison as to their usage. Why, like, I think where Anthony Davis is, what he's doing is just as impressive to me. I keep on saying he's putting up Shaq numbers. To me, like, he's putting what he's doing. It's not like he's Kobe where he had the ball the whole time. You know, he's getting as many as Shaq. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that is very impressive. Now, yes, Anthony Davis does touch it a lot, but he's not coming down initiating the offense like seeing an opening and just going right to the cup. Can he do that? Yes, he can, but it's not the same. That's all I'm saying. I just think they're equally impressive.
Yeah, no. I agree. That's why I say that. Like, it's the thing that frustrates me most about the internet is they can't look at like two good things and say that they're both good, right? Like, it always has to be, you know, DeAndre Ayton isn't Luka Doncic. He's right. You know, like he's, you know, what are we doing here? What are we talking about? Like, I just want to appreciate both of them. Like, I think that they're both unbelievable. Like, it's possible to think Phoenix made a good pick with DeAndre Ayton and, okay, maybe the Kings fucked up. But, like, I think Marvin Bagley is going to be fine, but, like, maybe the Kings fucked up.
He had 15 and 8 last night.
Yeah.
That's like, a rookie. Well, no, time out. See, time out. Saying, like, I get what you're saying, but, like, you can't say the Kings fucked up yet because, like, dude, I know – first of all, timeout. Let me just be honest. Luka Doncic had a distinct advantage playing against pros. Yeah, Marcus, when you said in Twitter, I don't care. I didn't delete my tweets. Go back and show everybody what I said. I don't care. I'm not saying, you know, to about the people listening. I don't care. He's playing against pros, like little grown men. He's 17 out there playing against 35-year-olds. Okay? I mean, in AAU, there's some kind of cases like that. No, I'm just kidding. But he's 17 playing against 35-year-olds, and it's like – and they're in college, you're playing against, it's completely different. He's playing a professional style basketball game. Okay. Well, Marcus, you said it wasn't going to work. No. Okay. I said that I'm tired of the hype coming from these guys who are like I already gave you the names of the guys who were picked top 10 lottery picks that were supposed to be the best because they did this and they came and they fizzled out and they were busts. That's why I didn't believe it. Okay, Luka came over, he shut me up. Anyways,
well, like here's the thing though, like those guys who came over and they sucked, right? Like Dragan isn't very good, right?
Oh, thank you.
Right.
5 points from Maccabi, he averaged. Oh, he's 18. Like,
well, yeah, he played
on,
like.
Dude.
Well, like here's the thing, he played what I want to say like 150 EuroLeague minutes, like, and he was barely getting time like in the Israeli league even.
Right, but they cut the fourth pick. Dude,
yeah,
and
look, like
me and you were arguing over him, Sam.
I'm not gonna lie, I fucked that one up.
Sam, come on, dude. We were arguing, and that's why I feel like that's why my Luka takes is like, okay, let's go back. I'm not saying you. I'm talking about everybody. Let's go back. But Luka's killing. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
But with Luka, the thing is though, like Luka played 2,000 minutes last year, or like 3,000 minutes last year, and was the best player in the EuroLeague. Like he had proven it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like if you want to look at a guy this year, like Sekou Doumbouya, right? Like, do you know who that is?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, so like he's playing in the French league. He is averaging 15 points or 15 minutes a game. He's not starting, like 6 minutes or 6 points a night. He's not ready yet, right? Like, but if he enters the draft, someone's going to take him in the top 20 because he's 6'9" with a 7-foot wingspan.
That's crazy.
Multi-positional and has maybe some potential to shoot it, and he has crazy feel. Like if you go through his youth numbers are insane. So he played in the U18 World Championships in 2016 when he was like 15 years old and averaged like 19 a game. Right. He averaged like 19 and 7. Like that's why people will be like, okay, we're going to take a shot on it.
But okay, Luka Doncic was averaging whatever, got MVP for Real Madrid.
Right.
And they almost beat the OKC Thunder, or they did beat them when they came out there. Like
right, that's my point though. There's like a huge difference.
No, I know, but Luka was playing against pros.
For sure.
You know, like not youth league. He was 14, 15 playing against grown-ass men, okay? You know, that's amazing. And he has an advantage of the game and how it's played, obviously. So, but Marvin Bagley had 15 and 8 last night, and it's like he messed up. Like, okay, it's the Drew League, but yeah, he was in high school, and they're still NBA players, okay? Did y'all not see what's going to happen once he gets the feel and once he figures it out? It may take a little bit longer than everybody. Like, not everybody's LeBron James.
Here's the
not
other
everybody's
thing with
Luka
the Drew League
Doncic.
too.
Like,
the other thing with the Drew League too is like you get guys who can really play that aren't even like Frank Nitty's a pro. Like he's not an NBA pro. Like he plays overseas. But like that dude will come in and he'll murder someone like Denzel Valentine like you did this past summer. And like that guy is better than what, like 99% of college players probably, right?
Thank you. A vast majority, yes. A vast majority of them, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, I don't think it's a Drew League. He's playing against pros, you know, like that. He wasn't playing against like scrubs. Now, yeah, it's summer, but dude, trust me, you get ridiculed at the barbershop, at the club. Like dudes go home from they go out after Drew League games, and it's like if you play like a scrub, you get roasted. The DJ in the club, like dudes are in the club. The DJ knows because he was at the Drew League, and oh man, do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like you get roasted. So it's like they're not gonna just like let you go out there and like embarrass them, you know? Like, dude, friendships have ended. My boy Shannon Sharp, who dunked on that. You remember Shannon Sharp, who got the viral dunk on the dude at the Drew League when the tip out came and he dunked it. I'm sure you saw it this summer. I didn't know who it
was, but yeah, I remember the dunk.
That was my guy. Mr. Viral. Okay, he told me that the dude he dunked on was his boy. Like growing up, and after it happened, he said that they're cool and all, but it's like it's not been the same. So if you don't think that stuff is not real, you know, they're not playing hard to people who the casual fan. Oh, those guys, it's a pickup game. Now, like I said, there's a lot at stake in here because it's the street. The Drew League's in the middle of Watts. Okay, people who think it's like in sunny, like it's in a nice area. No, it's in the middle of the hood. Okay, yeah. So it's like it's real down there. Okay, so don't think that they're coming down there just playing because, you know, like it's not the NBA. They got pros in there. They got guys really hooping. So, but what I'm saying is, obviously, it's not the same intensity as what Luka was facing. But what I'm saying is, Marvin Bagley isn't somebody who, like, you can say like the Kings fucked up. That's what I'm saying because we won't know. That's all I'm saying because we've seen guys have amazing rookie years and then fizzle out there. I'm not saying Luka's going to do that, but I'm just saying like we've seen it happen. Okay, like Jason Tatum was was gonna be the, but that's a different story because I'm not even gonna get into that. I shouldn't even brought that up because that's another story why that happened. There's only one reason, but yeah. So yeah, let's go. Sorry. Sorry.
With Marvin Bagley, look, like, I don't think you can say that, like, it's for sure, like 100% the Kings fucked up. But it's like,
I get the context of what you're saying, though.
It's a big, like, he has to make a considerable leap to be as good as Luka, right? Like, already, like, that's where we're at. Like, Luka is
right, but you remember Kobe's first year?
Right. Like, but Luka's already like
year?
a top 40-ish player in the NBA, something like that. We'll say, like, he's not an all-star. He's probably like the level below.
Oh no, he's going to be an all-star, which is to me is like complete. I mean, come on.
In terms of like where he is, like as an actual player, he's probably like a top 40 guy, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, Luka is the franchise player of the Dallas Mavericks, so right. I'd say he's top 32.
And to do that as like a 19-year-old playing in the NBA for the first time is fucking bananas. Bagley ain't near that yet. Like it would take multiple massive leaps for Marvin to get there. Like I'm not saying he can't do it. It's a stretch to like get there though.
What dude, he's a rookie. He's 19, 20 years old.
Right, but that's my point. Like, are you assuming that Luka's not going to get better too?
But I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't. But Sam, here's that's all. What if he doesn't? What if he's reached his peak? And I'm not saying he won't work hard. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, what if he doesn't? What if Marvin Bagley doesn't? What if all these guys don't? We don't know. I'm not. Luka obviously looks like he's definitely not. I'm not saying that. But some guys get it. Some guys click. You never know with Marvin Bagley. I get what you're saying. Like, Marcus, come on, dude. Luka's rookie of the year. Okay, by far and away. It's not even close. And the media is going to make sure that. But he's been hooping. 25, 8, and 8 the other night. Like, he's killing. I'm not saying he's not. Other guys are too. Obviously, he's doing it at a higher voltage. I mean, at a higher percentage, and more eyes are on him. Understandable. Okay, but I'm saying Marvin Bagley's 6'11" and has real game. There's like the skill he has is not something that's taught off. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're talking
to like someone who was higher on Marvin than I think most of the people that like do my job, right? Like I had Marvin at 3 on my board. I am high on Marvin's athleticism. I love the way that he plays super hard. I think you're going to be able to teach him to defend. Like I think he is going to be able to be taught to be a shooter. Like,
but the Kings are winning though. Like, you know what
I'm
saying?
Right.
For the Kings, they have a winning record in the West at this far in the season. Tell me when the last time that happened. And they're talking about firing Yorger anyways. But yes. So, and it's like he got hurt. He's coming back. He had 15 and 8 last night. Like, I'm not saying he's doing what Luka's doing. I'm just saying don't write the kid off yet and say they fucked up. Because what if he brings them a championship? What if he wins a championship and Luka never does? There are a lot of great players there are a lot of great players who never won championships. So
right, but like, what are we going to say? Like Charles Barkley was worse than Robert Horry because Robert Horry won 7 titles.
No, we're not doing that. That's a lazy comparison. That's lazy, and I'm not even saying. See, that's not where I'm going. What I'm trying to say is that we are writing off Marvin Bagley already because Luka is so good now. All I'm saying is like he's 19, 20 years old. What happens when they're both 23, 24, and they're both on the All-Star team, and Marvin Bagley, this is a big if. I mean, it could happen, though, but it could happen. What if they're both on the same All-Star team, and Marvin Bagley's got a winning record, or he's been further in the playoffs, But Luka, so what's the story going to be then if that happens? It could happen just as much as it can't happen. We don't know, but what I'm saying is, like, we got to just stop and wait. Marvin Bagley's got all the tools, okay? All of them. By
the way, Marvin Bagley averaging 12.5 and 6.5 in 23 minutes a night this year.
Thank you. You guys would be like, think about that. That
would be all NBA rookie like every year. Maybe not this year because it's just fucking insane with the rookies like DeAndre and Jaren.
Thank you. But
like Luka. But like he's legit really good. Like I think he has genuinely been really good.
For the number 2 pick, think about if Luka wasn't in this draft. Think about all the people that they'd be talking about and how they'd be salivating over this class if Luka wasn't there, because
it's just a loaded class.
Exactly, but the coverage on Luka is completely different, is what I'm saying. You take him out of this draft, listen to how everybody's going crazy about it. Listen to what you just said. 12.5 and 6.5 in 23 minutes as a 20-year-old, as a rookie, the number 2 pick. You're trying to tell me if you're a franchise, if you're an owner or a GM or whatever, a president, and you're like, damn, he's giving me 12.5 and 6.5. So 13 and 7 in 23 minutes. basically, as a rookie, and they're calling him a bust. Like, listen to how stupid people sound. And
Yeah,
listen to what the narrative is being pushed about Luka is what I'm trying to say. You take him out of this draft, Trae Young is the best player ever. Jaren Jackson is like, oh my God, all these teams got home runs. All of them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I'm not even, it's just the way the media is, the quote unquote Luka lickers. Hey, hashtag Luka lickers, the way that they're approaching it, it's like, dude, listen to how we're talking about it now. Take him out of the draft. Listen to how we're talking about it.
I think it's like one of those deals where, and like, look, this is like, it's again, comes from someone like, I love Luka Doncic. I think he's a great player. It's just like, I think a lot of it.
Sam. Let's say that also.
He doesn't look like me. He
kind of looks like Sam. No, just kidding.
I don't think he can grow facial hair yet. So like, that's a real question. But like, here's the thing though. I think a lot of it with Luka is like confirmation bias, right? So like everyone came into the draft going, okay, this guy was the best player in EuroLeague. Like it's a no-brainer. Take him number one, all this shit. Right. And I think that now that he's so good, everyone is like, see, I told you, and I told you this, and I told you that.
Right. No, I feel you.
I think that is what ends up happening within these conversations, right? Like people are looking to confirm their point of view. And instead of just saying, hey, there isn't enough people who just want to like things, right? I just want to enjoy things. I just want to enjoy watching Jaren Jackson play defense and block shots. I want
Trae Young run a team.
Yeah, like I want to enjoy watching Trae Young play in pick and roll and throw just like a ridiculous no-look dump off to a big man. Exactly. I want to be able to watch like DeAndre Ayton just like operate out of the high post and then bully some 30-year-old at 19 years old or 20 years old to the basket and throw down a dunk all over his face. Like I want to watch all these guys. I think that it's, like, look, I'll call out if I think a guy isn't playing well. Like I've called out the fact that like I'm a little bit worried about Trae Young shooting like 25% from three. That doesn't mean I'm not enjoying him play. But I think
25%. Listen, Mr. Statistical. So what happened when he came down that game and hit that 50-footer? Big Sam Cassell balls, and he made it to ice the game.
For sure. No.
Look, that timeout. I'm sorry, not to cut you off and say you're wrong, but think about that. You guys are harping on the fucking 25% from three. He hits a fucking big nut shot to seal the game, and it's fucking crickets. Excuse my language. That's the kind of stuff what I'm talking about when I think that
that's fair. I think that people don't point out Trae's successes as much as they point out the questions. I think that's
Thank you. Because it's like I said, it's the whole thing. You take Luka Doncic out of this draft. Trae Young is the most heralded. Like they're on his. Everybody is there. Everybody's going that weak ass Gottlieb. Everybody is just attacking everybody who's saying stuff bad about Trae. Everybody.
So Trae Young in his last 20 games, 16.4 points, 7.1 assists, shooting 43% from the field, so a nice big leap. 39% from three, so a nice big leap. He's doing everything that he's growing as the Hawks have grown over that time.
And he's a bust. Listen, he's a bust because they're talking about Luka. Do you understand? I have zero problem with Luka. He's a hell of a player. It's not him I'm talking about when I say the things I say when I compare on Twitter what the coverage of Luka. It's not his fault that these guys are talking about him like that. Obviously, he's killing, but he's not saying, "Hey, y'all, write about me." You know what I'm saying? Like he's not
right. Like he's not begging for the coverage.
So I'm not. There's no fault of his. He's hooping. Like stop trying to come at me and bring up my stuff that you hate Luka. It's not him I'm talking about. So what I'm saying is like, listen to what you just said. That's your number 5 pick. Okay, starting playing against Russell Westbrook, playing against Patrick Beverley, playing against Avery Bradley, playing against Kyrie, playing against these guys. And he's just giving you those numbers of what you just said. And they're calling him a bust.
It's crazy.
Listen to how stupid that sounds.
That's crazy.
Do you feel this is the kind of stuff, this is why some people don't need to be talking about basketball. This is what upsets me. This is why I get upset. This is why I say the things, oh, Marcus, you be trolling. No. You guys listen to these dudes because they have all the followers and the blue checks, and it's like a guy like me, I'm a troll because I don't agree with the bullshit ass rhetoric that they're spewing about Trae Young, calling him a bust. Like, are you serious? Why can't we like both? That's not the point. I'm not talking to people who like both. I'm talking to the Luka lickers and the people who are just downing these kids already because Luka Doncic is doing so good. I understand Luka Doncic. Yes, to the people who said if you came to college after playing in the NBA in EuroLeague for 4 years, if he came to college for 1 year, he would have dominated. Yes, he would have killed. I don't think he would. It's a different system. College is completely different. Some coach would have probably been like, "You're not doing that shit here." You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Could you imagine that going to North Carolina and Roy Williams like, "No, he's not ready yet.
My God,
we're gonna put him. We're gonna put him on.
We're gonna put you at the 4.
Right?
We're gonna make you set screens.
Yeah, you're getting 15 minutes a game. Poor Nasir Little. Anyways, so like,
and Roy's a great coach. Roy's a great coach, but like, that's something that would have happened.
Could you imagine that? So what I'm saying is like we gotta stop with that. We gotta stop with that. Like these kids are amazing and they're getting the game so fast. Luka played pros since he was 14, just like Ricky Rubio. Do you see what I'm saying? Obviously you can't compare the two because Luka is on a completely different level than what Ricky Rubio was, but I think Ricky Rubio was given the hype. Because if you look at that Spain team, sorry to get off the subject, but if you look at that Spain team in the Olympics he had both Gasol brothers, Rudy Fernandez, Calderon. They were loaded. Like, they had a whole NBA squad. Like, everybody. So there was in the NBA on that team. Literally, everybody stands like 3 bench players. Everybody was on the NBA on that team. So Ricky Rubio, of course, he's going to look like he did. But anyways, I'm just saying,
as the distributing point guard too, particularly like what his skill set is, he's going to look good. Then you look at the Slovenian team that Luka dominated with this summer. You're talking him and Goran Dragic, and Anthony Randolph was on that team too. And Anthony Randolph is probably good enough to play in the NBA now.
Definitely.
So like they have some young guys coming up. Like they have a couple of prospects that are interesting. They have the kid that just got drafted by the Nuggets, but like it's not near the same deal. Like it's not even close.
Right.
So I mean, like what he did this summer was just incredibly insane.
Okay, time out. See, if you go back to that summer, if you really go back on my Twitter, okay, there was dudes. I was on the Luka team because of what he was doing. Okay, admission. I was on the Luka train in the beginning. If you dig back far enough to these people who say I hated him, we were talking about what he did this summer, and he averaged a triple-double damn near. So I was like, wait a minute, dude. This kid is like really good, okay? Because what you just said, I saw his team and what he did. They won the Euro Cup, and they beat everybody, and everybody they played against had NBA players on the team. So they beat France. They didn't have everyone, but they were pretty loaded. Lithuania had a good group. And that was the championship.
Spain was obviously really good. Croatia was really good.
Who they beat in the championship? Lithuania or Spain?
Serbia. Serbia.
Really versus Latvia or Slovenia. Who did he play for? Slovenia?
Yeah, Luka's Slovenian, and they played Serbia.
Oh yeah, man. The stands up there that game was. Woo! You talk about rivalries here. That game was they probably have police inside there, like full riot gear.
Yeah,
people don't know about that either. Anyways, so I was on the Luka team, right? I was like, man, he's cold. I even got into an argument with the guy who was saying he's weak, and I'm like, no, he's not. Okay, my whole thing started to change when I saw more video, and then I was like, wait a minute. And I saw some of the guys that he was doing. I was like, come on, dude. But that was me. And then the Trae Young stuff started
You know what, though, too? Like, you talk to guys overseas that played against him. They had, like, some real questions about, like, how it would translate to the next level.
Okay, time out.
I will say that.
And that's another thing. I had guys who played overseas telling me, who played in the NBA, who had played against him, telling me, like, I'm not hearing it from a friend to a friend. They're telling me directly themselves. They're like, he is good, yes, but all that stuff that he's doing ain't going to work in the NBA. They were wrong, okay? But
right, like I thought that they would probably be wrong because I just think he's like naturally the most gifted like feel game like player I think I've ever seen. He's just not that I've ever seen, but like one of the 5 most gifted in terms of feel that I've seen. So, he is crazy gifted in terms of the way
I'm not saying he's not, but dude, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, Sam, he's 19. He just started. He's played 40 games.
But it's just like in terms of natural feel.
Like you guys are acting like
you compare James Harden's feel when he was at like Arizona State. Like it wasn't anything like this.
Oh my God, dude, it's system. Dude, Luka Doncic has been playing professional basketball since he was 14. College is the worst thing for some basketball players. It ruins their game, and nobody wants to talk about that. And nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to admit it. Felipe Lopez doesn't go to college. He's the best player one of the best players we've ever seen. Okay, like Fran Fraschilla ruined him. Okay, like college is not. And people are like, who's that? college is not for a lot of people, okay? Luka Doncic was playing professional basketball in Europe. No, it's not the NBA, but everybody's saying it's the second best league. Okay, so what is he being taught? Pick and roll. He's being taught how to see the game. That's why I'm not saying he doesn't have the feel. Yes, he does. But top 5, I mean, come on, dude. Give the kid like 5 years before we start saying stuff like that. Please. Yes, he's on that.
Okay,
yes,
let me rephrase. I will say this. Let me rephrase. Like, for his age, for a 19-year-old basketball player as a prospect entering the NBA, he probably has like some of the 5 best feel, like top 5 feel in terms of like guys operating in pick and rolls, knowing where all of his teammates are, being able to diagnose defenses, knowing exactly where to be. Sam, that's where we're at, I think.
I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with what I'm not disagreeing. See, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just saying, can we give him time? Because we're not going to say something like that about Trae, Ayton,
you know what,
any of them.
I'm happy to say that about. I'm happy to say that about Trae too.
No,
I think Trae has unbelievable feel for the game.
Yeah, Trae was playing in college last year, where the whole team, he was the scouting report. Okay, like everything was geared to stop him. It was different. He had to get guys involved. The media was killing him when he took 30 shots and had 42 points or 48 points. The media was killing him, so he's like, damn, like guys read clippings, things are heard. So he had to. So he was like, let me get my teammates involved. Like which when they were winning, when he was getting 40 a night. Think about that. If Trae Young was doing that in overseas, do you think they would have told him to stop and people got mad? College is not, and I don't care what college coaches hear this, I'm not saying kids shouldn't go to college. All I'm saying is that your systems, sometimes your egos override what these kids are trying to do. Your agenda is different than theirs. It's what it is.
Well, yeah. Like, I don't know if it's like, overrides what the kids are trying to do. I think it's different agenda more than
different agendas.
Right?
Like, exactly.
Like Roy Williams right now is a different agenda than what Nasir Little has.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right? But check it out.
I've been vocal that I think like Roy is not really handling it correctly
at all.
But like at the same time, I understand his thought process. You know what I mean?
I don't.
So like I can see why because
I get what he's saying.
Because Roy Williams wants to play one true big man and 2 true forward.
Man,
if he's thinking of Nasir Little as a true forward, I understand him playing the senior and Luke May and playing Cam Johnson, who's like having an All-American type season. Like Cam Johnson's really good. I personally would play Nasir Little next to those two and play Garrison Brooks off the bench and just like start small and play small. But I can understand that Roy has done this for 30 years. He thinks his way is the best, and that's why this happens the way it does.
Okay, and guess who? You know who else adjusted? This man named Coach K. Okay, so I don't want to hear anything about Roy Williams doing this for 30 years. When Coach K saw what Coach Cal was doing, was like, you know what? Check this out. I'm going to start doing that too.
But has K adjusted his system, really?
Coach K always adjusts his system every single year. See, that's the thing. Man, I'm over here hyping Coach K. Like his
so here I'll give you
Coach
an example
K's
of that.
offense is Coach K's offense every year is different. It's always specified to for his best players' strengths and it hides their weaknesses.
True. Like last year they ran like super like post heavy offense. This year they're running just like straight motion, not really a ton of set plays unless you're coming like straight out of bounds plays.
They're not running any offense at Duke, and that's what people don't understand. That's not offense. They're just coming down and hey, get it, go to work, pick and roll.
Right. It's just like base motion, just like hey, go.
Offense. Yes.
Yeah.
It's the only thing they're talking about at Duke is defense. That's the only thing practice that they're talking about at Duke. Anyways, I'm not saying so.
And then like last year too, they play zone eventually. He flips to a zone because it's the right thing to do for their personnel, right? He actually does. Like K actually does adjust for sure. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say. Roy Williams needs to adapt. But I don't even want to get into that because, dude, I don't want to talk. He shouldn't be getting those kind of athletes. Like he should. Nasir Little's family, I understand they're not stupid. They're very great family. Know what they're talking about. They know what's up. I'm not saying. I just think that decision for them to go to North Carolina was not a good one. That's it. But hey, I'm not. I'm honestly,
on the outside
like,
looking in.
I don't know what they're thinking right now. I mean, maybe it is. Like, it's hard to say. I mean, to me, from the outside, I don't think it was.
Right.
Like I think that basically no combo forward should go to North Carolina because it's just not the scheme, right? Like Roy is very scheme heavy, and like combo forwards don't really fit because Roy's offense is the 4-5 and the 2-3 are two very different positions. Like the 2-3 is going to space the floor. It's going to throw entry pass. The 4-5 is going to run the floor, try and establish quick post position, crash the offensive glass. There's not really a lot of wiggle for like combo.
Right.
So
right. I feel you.
Yeah. So like if I was like advising people, if I was a combo forward, I would say you probably shouldn't go to North Carolina. And like, if I was Roy Williams, I wouldn't recruit those kids because I don't really think it makes sense for my scheme. But you know, it is what it is, I guess.
I guess.
Where do you want to go next? I will just give the floor to you, given the fact that we have bounced around 97 different directions.
See, that's the way it's supposed to go, though. Like we're supposed to stick to, but we touch the topics we wanted to touch on.
So I have something I have something that I did not actually tell you about before, but I do want to ask you because you don't live in this world, but like you know this world inside. We're starting to get like coaches talking about the fact that this recruiting schedule is a disaster. Where are you at on the recruiting schedule?
I don't understand. Okay, first of all, I haven't really read the article. Sorry, guys. Like I'm supposed to. I just know that everybody's complaining about it, and it's like these kids are barely going to get seen. The NCAA is trying to control recruiting. The NCAA doesn't know what they're doing. First of all, let's just be quite frank with that. All right? I don't understand. I'm just flabbergasted as to why they're changing anything because of the stuff that they knew was going on, and then they get popped, and now they're trying to, these kids get. It's still going to go on, NC2A, and you know this. So stop with the BS shenanigans, the smoke and mirrors to fool everybody. You know, it's these parents who are sitting up, you know, eating $22 salads while their kids are being trained, you know, in their backyard. Then they're paying $50 an hour to think that now little Johnny and Timmy have a fair advantage. No, they don't. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not happening. Okay. That's not happening, okay? And you're not going to get the bag's not going to ever come to you guys. So what I'm saying is like it's a joke. Everybody's complaining about it. So
I think that what's happening here though is that like the kids that you're talking about, they aren't going to get seen, but like
but that's who they're appealing to though. But that's who they're trying to appeal to be like, look, everybody's got a chance now. That's what they're saying. It's like
that's the thing. I don't think that's actually the case though. With the way
you don't think so?
No, okay. I think that it's less kids are going to get seen because like we have high school federations now like pulling out of these like June recruiting.
Oh, see, yeah. Let me stop talking about because I didn't know any of that stuff. Like to me, what it sounds like to me from what I've been hearing from everybody is that the NCAA is trying to have this big ass camp where 20,000 kids come in and that's what I read last time I heard that they're trying to have one big camp or whatever. So
right, so that's what they're trying to do. But
right, so that like, to me,
it's
so
not
that to
valuable.
Me, no, exactly. So to me, that's what that sounds like. That's where my argument was coming from. So to me, that kind of situation or setup is just like another NCAA summer camp. Like Bill Self is going to be a summer camp. You know, like I highly doubt it, unless the top 20 players are there. But I highly doubt that's going to happen. You know, so how are they going to get the kids there? You know, I'm not going to that. Well, all the coaches are going to be there. I ain't going to that. I got an AAU tournament I got to go to. You know, well, the coaches can't see you there. Well, I mean, ESPN's going to be there. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like my whole thing is like, what is the benefit of the change? You know, if I'm the AAU circuit, I don't change anything because you guys got you guys got the kids. They got the power. They're holding the cards. And now you're going to adhere to what the NCAA is saying? Well, they got to play college. Okay, well, real soon that's going to be gone. So the NCAA should make it more feasible to what the AAU guys want, in my point, because it's like if you have all these camps and the top 20 kids aren't there, top 30, top 100 kids aren't there, they're all playing AAU, what is the point of these camps? Because no college coach is going to want to be there.
But the thing, now, like, what the NCAA can do is they can withhold like coaching credential from like being able to go from the top, go to like where the top 100 kids are, right?
Right. Okay. So time out. So okay. Now this is me. Now, I haven't read anything. I'm being honest. This is me just talking to you about a situation, and people should listen. I don't know. People should listen, but this is what I'm hearing. Well, this is what I think. Okay. My thing is this. The NCAA, what can they do? They can say college coaches can't go there, right? So I'm AAU. I have all the kids. Why would I change and let my kids go to a tournament? Then I lose all the power. So what I'm saying is if I'm the AAU guys, I don't send my kids to any of those camps. I don't change any of the tournaments I don't change anything. That's the NCAA doing that. And if college coaches can't come, okay, that's their bad. What that does is that gives the AAU guys way more power.
It does.
which the NCAA is not figuring out. It gives the AAU guys
scouting services way more power.
Way more power. So now to be a scout and all that, it's like the scouts should be happy about it, because if the college coaches can't be there, they got to come to you guys now. And if the top kids aren't there, the scouts are going to follow top kids. So the AAU kids, essentially, the AAU guys have all the power in this situation, and they're not looking at it the right way. Because I'm not sending my kid anywhere. I'm keeping the same tournaments. Nothing is changing if I'm any AAU camp director. Period. Nothing. Oh, NCAA's doing that? Oh, whatever. Okay. So, guys, I still got Fab 48. We still got EYBL. We still got Adidas Nations, whatever. If that's still a thing. I don't know about, we don't have to think. But, well, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Yeah. So, it's like, I still have everything running the same way. All the scouts are going to go where the kids are. So, all those tournaments are going to be covered the same, all that stuff. You just want to be able to sell college coaches, the college package, you want me to sell the
That's actually a good question. Package. Like, how financially feasible are these tournaments if you can't sell the college coaches college packets? That's
true. That's another thing. But, they're still, quote unquote, you still got to, quote unquote, pay, quote unquote, entry fees. So, I don't think Marvin Bagley's team ever paid an entry fee, but I'm not going to say neither here nor there. But anyways, so what I'm saying is, like, I don't change anything. I let the NCAA have their little country club camp, for, like I said, the parents who have $20 to $22 salads at lunch, stuff like that, and just keep doing their thing. Because the college coaches soon enough are going to go to the NCAA and be like, look, we're not taking any of these kids. Like Pete Carroll said, I don't recruit kids from three-car garages. You know what I'm saying? Or I shouldn't, whatever he said. But what I'm saying is, like, that's not going to work. And there'd be enough complaining. If the college coaches stop coming to NCAA things in a quote-unquote form of protest, they're going to change the rules. Do you see what I'm saying? So the NCAA is just setting themselves up to look stupid if the AAU guys are smart and don't let their kids go to any of this stuff, no matter what these college coaches trying to, I got to see. No. I'm good. I'm averaging 35 and 17 in AAU. I'm averaging 29 and 19 in high school. No, I'm a top player in the country. I'm not going into I don't need to send them anywhere. That's my whole thing. So what the NCAA is doing initially is what they're trying to take away from the AAU guys. From what my understanding of this is, from what you're telling me, I don't know the full ins and outs. But what I'm saying is, if I was the AAU guys, quote unquote, the bad people, the guys with earpieces in their ears, the evil coaches who be selling kids on the black market, all that other BS that's lied about. If I'm them, oh no, my kids ain't going nowhere, partner. And I got them all the way from 8U all the way up. I got it from 8U to 17U, and ain't none of them going. If I'm an AAU kid, if I'm an AAU guy, why?
The funniest part about this is that, like, I've talked to a bunch of, like, low major coaches who make their living, like, trying to chase these, like, kids that are way, way under the radar, right? That, like, very few people know about. And they're all just like, yeah, so we're supposed, like, the way that the NCAA announced this is that we're supposed to submit lists of kids that, like, we want to have come to the camp. So we're just going to submit the top 25 names on, like, 24/7 Sports' 2018 rankings, 2019 rankings, and 2020 rankings, and just, like, submit those names, because we don't want to get caught. Like, we don't want to get caught recruiting a kid and then have another coach get onto that kid.
Exactly, and that's exactly. And that's exactly. See, and oh man, that's another thing. But, like,
it's like, at the end of the day, all it's doing is, like, you don't know if the kids you're inviting are the right kids. You don't know if the kids are, like, getting seen in the right scenarios by the right people. It's just a mess. Like, it's absolutely a shit show. And there's no reason to change what was happening. There's no reason to change.
No reason. And what's going to happen now is that a lot of head coaches and assistant coaches or whatever are going to have family members on these AAU teams, and they have to just go see them because, it's a family friend. So it's like the NCAA doesn't know what they're doing as usual, and what they're trying to take away the power from, they're just giving more of it to them. Because have your little camp, NCAA, that's good. Have video games there. We have those at our tournaments too. Okay, go. Bye. Have free food. Oh, we got sponsors and stuff too. Like, bye. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, it's just a joke. Like, let's move on. Let's talk about other things. Wait, there was a report about Chris Dunn and Robin Lopez?
You didn't hear about that?
No, am I losing my mind?
Yeah, you're kind of late. They got into a quote unquote fight after practice or before or during practice when they're out here in LA, and people. Who
would I take in that fight? That's a good question. I think Robin Lopez is tough, but, like, Chris Dunn, among guys 6'5" and under in the league, he might be up there for the guy I might least want to fuck with.
Everybody says that. I'm not saying Chris is a punk. I know Chris been through a lot in his life, and I know he got hands for a fact. I know that. But You guys don't know Robin Lopez's dad at all. See, I'm old enough to know. When I was younger, like a little kid, I'd say like 10.
Well, Robin Lopez is from L.A. too, so that's a
yes.
Yeah.
His Robin Lopez and his brother used to come in a stroller. Okay, when they were babies, infants, they used to come in a stroller, right? But the stroller, here's the thing: the stroller was 2 strollers welded into one. Okay, not the twin strollers you see. Oh, look at the twins in the stroller. No, it was 2 full-size strollers. Okay, welded into one stroller. It was like 7 feet long. The mom just wheeling her 2 little baby infants, and these babies would look like they were 3 when they were like 7 months. The Lopez brothers. Okay, he had 2 older brothers. They had 2 older brothers named Alex Lopez. He went to Washington State, I think, and Chris Lopez. I don't think Chris played in college, but okay, Alex was top 25 growing up because he was 6'9" and 13. So they automatically back then, 6'9" and 13. Oh, he's automatically top 20 in his class. But whatever. So Alex Lopez is always ranked. His dad, their dad, okay, Cuban, about 6'7". The mom was 6'3" or 6'4". That's why they're so tall. The dad, this is years ago, the dad would lose it, okay, at Alex's games. Like, I was like 8, 9, 10 or something like that. And Alex's dad, the Lopez brothers, their dad went crazy and started, because Alex kept getting fouled, they wouldn't call it. So he lost his mind. This is a LA legend. This is like years ago. This is at North Hollywood High School. He chases the ref on the court, and he starts swinging. Parents are holding him back. He's throwing parents off of him. I swear, going after referees. Like, it was crazy. The refs ran out the gym. Like, he literally chased us out the gym, right? And then the dude, it was crazy. The mom's trying to stop him. She's got one of the Brooke or Robin in her hand, holding the dad back. It was crazy. It was madness. So Robin Lopez and Brooke Lopez are Cuban, so they have crazy in them also. So don't ever think that it's not that they're just big tall guys. Those dudes are like Robin is somebody you probably have to like kill to stop. If you really got into a fight with him, and there's really no like if you really got him going, you saw what happened when he went to the bench, and he's those guys. I'm not saying they can fight, but I'm saying they're crazy too. Like, they're really
they got like Steven Adams in them. Yeah, except I think Steven can actually fight.
Dude. Steven Adams was homeless, okay? People don't understand that. When I met Steven Adams when he was in high school, I got a picture. I got to find it. He had gold teeth. People don't understand how hood Steven Adams really is. They don't. He had 2 gold bicuspids, or whichever ones, not the ones in the front, are the ones next to it, the ones like your vampire teeth, quote unquote. He had 2 gold teeth. Or 1 or 2, but he had gold teeth. Dude, Steven Adams, legend. Okay, you guys have no idea. There's this guy named Caleb Tarczewski, okay, Adidas Nations. He comes in, all the hype, everything, blah, blah, blah.
I've heard this story. Continue.
Number 5 player of the country, like 7'1" monster. Steven Adams walks in the gym, dude, looking gold teeth, chilling, flip-flops on, walks in right before the game starts, gets ready, comes out and gives, it was a big match of Frank Burleson's the one who put me on to Steven Adams. He's like, yo, Marcus, come watch this kid play.
Yeah,
like,
and Zeus at the time was like a top 7 player in the country.
Top five. And Frank Burleson was like, yo, Marcus, come watch this kid. Like, you know what you're talking about. Come watch it. Steven Adams gave Zeus like 35 and 17. Easy work. I'm not hating on Zeus because he's a good player. Amazed. I was just like jaw dropped, like, I've never seen something like that. Like, and he was just doing it so nonchalantly. And dude, Caleb was a big monster, and Steven Adams was just like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, I don't even like. Okay, that's cute. Dunk. Okay, step back, jumper. Like, hook, dunk, rebound, dunk. Like, I was like, wow, Jesus Christ. Okay, and then that's when I was on the Steven Adams train. After that, I was like, yo. And then he came back the next year. He remembered me, and he was same thing. Like, dude, that dude is. Steven Adams is a character. Like, he's not somebody that's not fake with him, and that's what people don't understand. Like he's somebody who lives on the streets. He's not somebody you want to mess with. Like, for real streets, not these dudes say I'm from the streets and they go home and sleep with a roof over their head at night. No. I'm talking about somebody who really had nowhere to live. Like, Steven Adams was from the streets.
Is he the number 1 guy that you would not fuck with in the NBA?
I mean, yeah.
You think so?
He's probably he's top. He's definitely tops. I mean, there's James Johnson, who's a third-degree black belt in karate.
Yeah.
Who could jump kick the rim. And I was like, what happened when he fought Serge? It's like, if you watch that fight, when Serge, he missed him, and then James swings and then he stops himself and he starts laughing because he's like, man, if I'd have kept going, I would have killed you. Like, straight up. His dad is an MMA fighter. Like, they grew up fighting. He's another person. Tony Allen's not in the league anymore.
Well, Tony Allen's definitely the, like, old belt holder of, like, the sub 6'5" division.
Dude. I knew Tony Allen was real when I met somebody from Chicago who I didn't even think asked me about Tony Allen. He told me a story about Tony Allen, and I was like, okay, he's definitely real. Like, he's really real. I was like, okay. I'm not going to tell that story, but I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah, Tony Allen. I mean, a lot of guys bark, and there's no biting behind it, but a lot of guys bark. I mean, I'm not going to say because it's like, but yeah, Steven Adams is definitely one.
I'm not asking for like the softest. I'm asking for like the guys, Man,
okay, hold on. Dame, don't try Dame. Don't try Dame. People think it's sweet with him. Don't try Dame. Who else? I'm trying to think. Zach LaVine has hands.
That's an interesting one that I feel like a lot of people wouldn't recognize. Like,
have you seen his dad?
I have
That's
not,
another thing. People, exactly. His dad played in the NFL. You've never seen. If you don't know Mr. LaVine, dude, don't let Zach's good looks in those eyes in the good hair. I don't have any hair, so I always comment on a dude if he has good hair. So don't let that hair fool you. Like trust me.
Well, like with Zach too, like
he's such a nice guy.
Zach's like a crazy hard worker too. Like you can tell he has a different mentality about it.
Oh yeah, but see, and here's the thing,
but like he doesn't get credit for that either. Still that.
No, they don't, because this is what I say about Zach LaVine. When I was in Minnesota, every time we would go to the gym at night to shoot, Zach was already there. Zach was there every night, his rookie year, every night, every single night. Like after games, there was no days off for him. Every single night he was in the gym. He's in the gym. His dad instilled that in him. Like Zach was worth all these trainers in the offseason before, and then who'd he train with this offseason? Pops and his friend. It was his dad's friend. I forgot. I'm sorry to his trainer if I discredit you. I forgot your name. Somebody will tell me. But yeah, like people understand that Zach's dad is a big man. Like
he was
big, solid. He played
like
in the
linebacker
NFL.
or something.
Yeah,
like
he played in the NFL.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not somebody who's trust me. People don't understand that. Zach has hands. I mean, there's some guys I've seen get. Man, I'm not going to say that. That's a good question. There's a few in there that I wouldn't. Jokic.
You would never be able to get him mad enough to throw. I don't think.
I mean, but see, guys from those Eastern blocks, dude, you got to understand. Like,
Nurkic is the guy that I always bring up with it. Because, you've seen Yusuf Nurkic's dad, right? So Yusuf Nurkic's dad is a 6'9", 450-pound former police officer in Bosnia. So, how Yusuf Nurkic got found, like, this is like, I've never confirmed this, but this is the story that goes around, is like this guy, like the father, like beat the shit out of like 13 guys at once or something as a police officer, like when he was like trying to do all this, like trying to like enforce the law. And I forget who is Nurkic's agent now. It might have been like a different agent than he has now, but like Yusuf Nurkic's agent like asked this guy, do you have any kids? And then like Yusuf Nurkic was the kid's dad, was the dad's son. And then they took him on the basketball team and like started to train him.
Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like Yusuf Nurkic got in that thing with like Amon Shumpert a couple nights ago. I feel like Amon's Amon is a dude that I would not fuck with either. I mean, like I wouldn't fuck with any of these dudes, to be clear. But
here's my thing. Go ahead.
I would very much not fuck with Yusuf Nurkic.
No, here's my thing. A lot of American players don't understand, just because they see that some of these guys, just because they're white, that they think that they're rich. That they don't come from the hood.
Yeah. Yusuf Nurkic has like a faux hawk, like he's
right. Let me tell you something. Some of these kids from these Eastern blocks, they come from places with no running water. They come from places where bombs are being dropped. Okay, there's civil wars. Like they have to dodge sniper fire on the way to work. Sometimes they can't go to work because there's a sniper right there. Like people don't understand that. Yeah, that was a long time ago, but you never know. Like, some of these kids come from that. I know Vlade came from that. Some of these kids come from places that, like, they have to go play for the team to eat, you know? Like, it's not all peaches and cream in Europe also because they're white, you know? And some of these guys don't understand that. So they look at him like, oh, he's soft, you know, and they try and punk him, and it's just like, dude, no, that's not going to happen. So I'm not saying everybody's like that, but I'm just saying, like, people, Americans, black and white, think that some of these guys are soft and they come from nice neighborhoods and all this other stuff. And it's like, that's not the case at all. And that's, you know, like, yeah, some guys in America live in the hood, but you have Xbox, internet, running water, food in the refrigerator. Yeah, there might be gunshots and helicopters and sirens going around on the outside, but on the inside, you have food, running water, electricity, Xbox, cell phone, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, that's not hood growing up, you know, not having anything. Do you understand? Like, some of these kids really don't have anything, a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, like, literally. So that's what I'm saying. We got to understand that just because these kids are white and European, most of them, that doesn't mean, especially those Eastern Bloc ones, that's old Russia. So you know it's tough for some of them growing up.
Yeah, like Rudy Gobert isn't Eastern Bloc, but I feel like I would not, like, Rudy Gobert would be someone in my top, like, 20 of these guys. Because I feel like that dude, like, his mentality on shit, like, he won't stop fighting. Well,
you got to understand, dies. Sam, a lot of these dudes, they have the referees to stop them and getting fined, you know, and getting kicked out for, like, losing, like, 10 paychecks. So they have a lot of that in between the opportunity. You know, that's why, like, some guys, like, take a fade. Like, Brandon Ingram took his fade, so he's not going to get any more fights the whole season. You know, but, like, it's like a lot of these guys are barking. I'm not saying that because of Rudy Gobert's French. I'm just saying, like, a lot of these guys be barking. That's all.
That's true. By the way, Brandon Ingram, another guy, like, probably pretty underrated in that regard. Like, from Kinston, North Carolina, like, not a great area. Probably not someone that you want to mess with.
Yeah, well, Jerry Stackhouse is probably the number one person that you never wanted to fight in the NBA. Ask Kirk Snyder. Like, if you ask your wife to hold your bag and jacket, like, okay. If I'm about to fight you, okay, and I say, hold on, and I say, honey, can you hold my bag and my jacket, okay? And she says, I'm not fighting you. It's happened before. There's nobody's that calm to fight somebody. It's, honey, take this. And she's like, okay. And she just sits there and watches. Like, that's somebody, like, I'm not fighting you. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. God. Like, I'm going to, you know what? We talk about it later. Because it's like, that's too calm. And, like, and then, you know, taking your time. Like, Jerry Stackhouse, man, put say Kirk Snyder's wasn't in the league too much longer after that, but he did get three-pieced.
Oh, my God.
Embarrassingly three-pieced.
That is definitely a fact.
Don't throw a punch and then get three-pieced.
The last thing I'm going to allow you to talk about, you want to talk about Tre Jones. I know you want to talk about Tre Jones.
I just want to say, part of the Light Skinned Coalition, Tre Jones is the most important player on Duke, and he's very underrated. See, when guys are going to look at him and they're going to be like, well, he only averaged. Okay, I don't even want to do plus minus. Just look at how Duke plays with him as opposed to when he's not on the court. Just look at, well, they lost to Gonzaga still, but that was different. Gonzaga's a hell of a team. Okay, and that was like their third game together of a team who played together last year. That was Duke's third or fourth, fifth game together. Anyways, I'm saying Tre Jones is very underrated.
And by the way, like, Gonzaga, 3 first-round picks probably, like, very good team. Exactly.
I was the one to say all summer that Tre Jones is the most important part of that team, and everybody was like, yeah.
Well, but you said Tre Jones was the best point guard in the class coming in too.
Yeah, I did say that. They were trying to tell me about Darius Garland. I guess they didn't see what happened when Tre played Darius over the summer. 2 or 3 times? Got the best of him. It's all good though. We're not. And then I think Darius played him. I'm not saying Darius is bad. Before people started coming to my mention, how are you going to say Darius is a great player? Brad Beal already got it. He already got on me about that because I think he plays for Brad Beal's team. Brad,
he did. Yeah.
Brad. You know I messaged you. My guy, Brad. Let's not start this again. Because Brad got really mad at me one summer, or that last summer. Not really, just not really for serious, but he was like, dude, stop talking about, what do you call it? We got a little tit for tat about it. We were just messing with each other. But he's like, dude, Darius Garland will serve Tre Jones. And I was like, uh-oh. I saw the battle. And then they played, and then Tre won. And then and I think he had the better game. And Brad was kind of quiet after that for a few. It's all good, Brad. Just telling the truth, bro. You're my guy. But no, I'm just a big fan of Tre Jones. Like, you talking about point guard, like, you know, the true essence of the word point guard. He's a great point guard, great leader. He's a stir, like I said, he's the straw that stirs the drink for Duke. Take him out, it's not the same. You got your vodka, how you make Long Island iced tea. They're just layers and they're sitting there. You need it to be stirred. You got to stir it up, and that's what Trae does. He makes everything work and go together. So I just think that people need to pay attention to that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on Trae for sure. I think he's like for sure like a top 20 guy for me in this draft.
And his brother Tyus, who this is what upsets me. Think about this. Okay, who are the freshmen who got MOP while winning a national championship? Well, obviously you got to win the national championship, but got MOP of the Final Four.
Tyus did.
Tyus did. Okay. No. Let's start. Carmelo Anthony did.
Yeah.
Let's just say recently. Let's not go back to Kareem, or he didn't play because he can play as a freshman, anyways. So Carmelo, MOP freshman, top 3 pick. KD didn't do it, but whomever else won, I think it was 2 other people. They all went top 10, 5, I think. Tre Jones is like, well, we don't know because it was all Ja. Now, if you watched the Final Four, that wasn't true.
Definitely was not all Ja. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like
Anthony Davis did it also.
Anthony Davis, exactly, went number 1.
Let me see here.
I think there's one more besides Tyus.
I don't know if there is.
Oh, well, then it's those 2. Okay, well, then.
Because like Wayne Ellington was a junior, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe a sophomore when he did it. Corey Brewer was older. Joakim Noah was Joakim Noah?
No, he was a sophomore or junior. No, he was a junior. Joe wanted his junior year. So that's what I'm saying. All those.
Yeah. So like honestly, I don't even know if there are
Anthony Davis or Carmelo. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that alone should have warranted a higher draft pick not even a higher draft pick, more recognition of his game. Because it's like, who went number 3 that year that they came out?
Who went number 3? What was he? He was 2014, right?
Yeah, no,
2015. Yeah, so Okafor goes number 3.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying.
But like, nobody. Were you going to take Tyus Jones over Okafor?
No, not in hindsight. Not 20. Now hindsight is 2020. Back then, I didn't know. No, I was saying that, but I did tell the Lakers they should have picked D'Angelo Russell instead of him, though. When we were in China, I told the Lakers brass I'd take D'Angelo Russell over Jahlil Okafor.
It's a good question. Do they hate you for recommending D'Angelo, or are they happy that they didn't have to deal with Jahlil?
Well, I mean,
because they did not like having to deal with D'Angelo.
Looking back at it, if Kobe and D'Angelo never played together, it'd have been different. But I mean, what's D'Angelo doing now?
He's balling. He's really good.
Where's Jahlil at?
Oh, he's nowhere for sure. He's in New Orleans.
I think Jahlil Okafor is a good player still, but I mean, I think it's all mental with him. I don't think it's anything physical. I mean, basketball wise, I just think it's all mental. And D'Angelo, people don't. I knew he wasn't going to be good in LA because he's a number 2 pick, and they watch Kobe for 20 years, so they think like number 2 pick, you're better than Kobe. LA fans, Laker fans. I mean, they're they low key are the worst sports fans. I love the Lakers, but some of the things the fans say, it just shows they don't know anything about basketball. They just watch the Lakers.
D'Angelo is the guy consistently where I talk to like college players all the time, and basically every college point guard will say, "I watch a ton of D'Angelo Russell tape because he's so good in the pick and roll. His footwork is amazing. Like he's just the right guy to watch." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, D'Angelo Russell, doing a great job. Jahlil Okafor, but who's to say if the roles were reversed? Like, imagine if Jahlil came to the Lakers, which he wanted to go, and he's happy, and he's busting his ass. He's got Kareem talking to him, Shaq. You know what I'm saying? It could have been completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference in drafting what can happen. Say they're switched.
Situations
D'Angelo goes to Philadelphia,
so underrated.
And then D'Angelo becomes an all-star, and then they get Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid still. Like, think about that squad. I mean, obviously it's like if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. But I'm saying, like, we think about that, and it's just like, it's crazy. Like, if I would have rather, even though D'Angelo did come here, but if they were switched, if Jahlil came here, his career could be completely different. He could be the franchise center that they're talking about. And then
I don't know that that's true, to be honest.
No, I said, but we don't. But see, that's the thing, we don't know. You didn't think Alonzo Trier was gonna do what he's doing?
I didn't. I liked Alonzo,
when Alonzo got
that.
undrafted, when he went undrafted, a lot of you guys were like, not saying you in particular, but a lot of people were
like Alonzo was I think he was number 1 or number 2 on my best undrafted guys. Like, I thought he was very clearly a guy that should get a contract.
Okay, we're not moving goalposts. I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I'm just saying, when he went undrafted, a lot of guys were like, oh, good, finally. I ain't got to talk about him anymore. And then,
see, but yeah, I know what you're saying because his rap is worse than like what it should be. He was one. See, like for me, I've said this like multiple times. Like he is one of my favorite kids that I've gotten a chance to talk to on the college level because he's super fucking smart and he will just call you on your bullshit immediately, or like he is not afraid to call the media on its bullshit, like publicly to their faces. And I love that. Like if people are saying shit like that they shouldn't say, I'm here for it. If it's me, even call me out. Right. Like I want to know if I'm saying shit I shouldn't say. Right. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah. Hell yeah. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. So like, we don't know what happened. Imagine if Sam Bowie never gets hurt. Now you go back and watch the tape of Sam Bowie in college. That motherfucker was killing at Kentucky before he got hurt. He had all reason to go number one over Michael Jordan. If you see he's 7-footer running the court like that, doing the stuff he was doing, come on.
Number two, right? Because
number two. Sorry, Hakeem went number one. Sorry. You see why Portland picked him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like I understand the thing. It was he didn't know it was the whole thing of his leg or whatever. I got that. But what I'm saying is you just
Greg
don't.
Oden too.
No. Yeah, dude. See, that's a pick that I just don't understand how people watching the game of basketball would honestly sit up there and tell me that they would have taken Greg Oden over Kevin Durant, and then it happened. I just don't get how you're going to tell me Greg Oden was Bill Russell. I don't want to hear that. Okay, and it's not because he got hurt. I was saying that when they were in high school. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm taking Greg Oden over Kevin Durant. There's no way. Plus, Kevin Durant was 17 doing what he was doing. Like, no, I'm sorry. There's no way. Turning 18 in a college, no. Getting 35 and 50, no. There's no way.
And by the way, like, so I was too young for this. Like, I was 17 when this happened. Like, I just did not. I was not in this basketball world.
You were in goth. We know.
I was not a goth, actually.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were, Sam. You definitely
I weirdly wasn't. I listened to like emo-y music. I still listen to like
Newfound Glory, huh?
I'll listen to some Newfound Glory. Yeah, I'll listen to some Taking Back Sunday occasionally. Some Fall Out Boy. God. Like I'll jump into that world. Dude, so I'm 17 at that stage. So like I can't say that. Like I can't like say with any authority what these guys were. But what I will say is like I have since asked people that were around then, like, you know, who would you have taken? And just about everyone still says like, hey, yeah, if we're looking at it, if we're being real, I probably would have taken Greg Oden.
Dude, there's no fucking way. I'm sorry.
Dude, but if you look at it back at the time,
Kevin Durant, 6'11". Like, no, I don't care. I don't care. So you know why Greg Oden went one? You know why he went one? Because this is what happened. Final Four game. They called 3 fouls on him, and he didn't play the first half, and he fouled out, right? He played essentially like 16 minutes or whatever, and they still went to the national championship. Did you not see dude, Sports Center, you weren't in this world, okay, Mr. Basketball. Anyways, Sports Center went on a whole tirade about Greg Oden they need to swallow their whistle and let him play. We didn't go this either. Like there was a whole thing about it. They were up in arms and mad about it. So the national championship game, the refs didn't call anything on Greg Oden. They let him play. And then he was doing that against Joakim Noah and Al Horford. He's number one. It's like, dude, Mike Conley was his point guard. That's what people don't understand. Like, that's why he went 4. Mike
Conley was his point guard in high school.
Exactly. Okay. Oh, hey, even more so. So it's like, I'm not taking anything away from Greg Oden. Not saying he didn't deserve it. But I'm sorry. Like, I never saw Greg Oden being a 20 and 15 guy that everybody was telling me, you must have not seen him play in high school. I did. But that doesn't mean that their guys are just as big in the NBA. That's what you don't understand. Like, it's going to be really funny when Zion lowers his shoulder into somebody in the NBA and they don't move. You guys are like, that's not going to happen. That's going to happen. Zion's going to lower his shoulder into somebody he should fling, and the person's not going to move. And he's like, oh, shit, I'm playing with grown-ass men, NBA players. And that's what people don't understand. Like, that's what people don't understand.
So would you still you would still take Zion 1, if I remember correctly?
Dude, what? I'm taking Zion 1, Cam Reddish 2, okay? Maybe Ja 3. I don't dislike RJ Barrett. I just don't think that I could be wrong.
See, like, RJ is the one where he lowers his shoulder and like he's not going to move guys when he lowers his shoulder.
Oh, dude, come on. Yeah. Come on. Like, come on. You know, like he's going to run into Russell Westbrook and Russell Westbrook's going to laugh at him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's going to hit Marcus Smart and Marcus Smart's going to be like, what are you doing? You going somewhere?
Like with Zion, I think there is a chance like he might just like lower his shoulder and like blow through most guys, like 90% of guys, right?
You're taking it completely out of context. What I'm saying is like Zion is going to be, yes, he's still going to be big and strong. But what I'm saying is that he's going to be hitting guys, and they're not going to be flying like they do in high school and college, is what I'm saying. They're still going to be right there, is what I mean. I'm not saying they're just going to, like you're weak. No, they're going to obviously take it. But what I'm saying is they're not going to go, like, flying. They're going to be, okay, I'm still here. Yeah, obviously, he's bigger and stronger. He's going to keep on doing it. They'll move eventually. But it's going to take 1 or 2 moves or hits. 2 or 3 more hits. Not like in high school, and it's just 1 hit. Our guys are just too scared to even stand in the way.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That's what I'm saying when I mean it like that.
So let's jump back to Tre Jones real quick.
Okay.
Because I know that you want to. Because I feel like we got sidetracked again. So.
Oh yeah, sorry. We always do.
Give me your Tre Jones spiel. Because you jumped directly into Tyus being most outstanding player going underdrafted.
Yeah, my bad. I just think that Tre is very underrated, and he's not in AAU. In EYBL, he was getting buckets because he needed to. He doesn't need to get buckets on this team, and I think that just shows us to the sign of a great point guard, of a great player. And like people are saying, oh, he having the low 20s. It's like he's been playing against NBA players for the past 5 years in the summer. Like,
yeah.
Why do you think he plays defense so good? Because he's playing against NBA players all the time, and it's like. That's what I'm trying to say. Like people don't. There's a lot of variables and factors people never look at. That's why I'm trying. And now I'm not going to go off too far in this tangent. But that's why people have Melo Ball completely underrated and messed up. He's been scrimmaging, playing pickup games with the Lakers for God knows how long. And when he plays against his brother, he's playing against an NBA player, no matter if it's his brother or not.
Even when he was 11 years old, he was playing like under 17 or under 16 AAU.
Exactly.
Like that. Even that, like at that level, adds up.
That's what I'm saying. So people people don't want to look at. So what I'm saying is like Tre Jones is very, very good and very underrated. But since he doesn't score a lot to people, and like the Texas Tech game enough alone should put in top 15. I'm sorry, just like shutting down guys who people are raving about like that. Like he pretty much the Texas Tech can barely bring the ball up court, and that's a really good team. It's just an example. I'm just saying, like I just think he's a very underrated player, and like Spencer Dinwiddie says, is his name sexy enough? Probably not. It's not as sexy enough as like Zion and RJ and Cam Reddish, but that's not his fault. The everybody gravitates towards the pretty girls. I'm not saying he's not pretty. I'm just saying,
the only thing that worries me about him is the jump shot right now, because like Tyus figured out the jump shot earlier than Tre has.
Dude, he's 18, Sam. He's 18. You're talking like he's 25.
I know.
He'll figure out. Yeah, I'm just saying. He'll figure it out. What I'm saying is all the other intangibles that he has, IQ, how to run a team, like passing, court awareness, all that other stuff you guys, whatever other acronyms you guys use.
He for sure has all that. No question. I am a fan of Tre Jones. Like you don't have to really sell me that much on Tre. The only thing that worries me is like, hey, where is he going to develop into a consistent like pull up guy? Because I think you need that in today's NBA. I think you need to be able to be a threat off the dribble. You can't have guys going under screens consistently. Otherwise, it just kind of fucks with the entire spacing of the offense.
All right.
So I think he probably figures it out. Like I hope he figures it out, but like he needs to. It's like he's shooting 58% from free throw line too. Like that's a problem.
No, we don't worry about stuff like that. LeBron James is shooting 64% from the free throw line. Are we worried? Obviously, he's not LeBron James.
I was gonna say
he's not LeBron James, obviously. But there's just certain things we don't worry about.
That's true. Yeah. I mean,
just like Trae Young shooting 25% from 3-point line.
There are things that are lesser concerns.
Right, exactly. Tre Jones shooting 35% from the free throw line, and he hits a big three, to seal the game the other day. So yeah,
I would like him to be able to shoot. I would say.
No, I feel you. I feel you. No, I feel you. But I'm just saying, certain things I wouldn't worry about is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure. MGrads, tell the people what's going on in your life. Tell the people where they can find you, etc.
Find me on Twitter at MGrads. Find me on Instagram at M_grads. Shout out Doze Beds. Shout out Napcap. Oh, Sam, I got to send you one of those. I'm going to get answers back from you for about NHL to you. I want NHL. Okay. You would, Sam. You totally would.
I'm white, Marcus. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
man. What are we talking about here?
No, right? Yeah. So I'm going to see if we got hockey ones. But yeah, everybody check out Napcap. NAP_CAP. Go get yourself a doghouse, a sick doghouse of your favorite team. And then, that's all I'm doing. Shout out Spencer Dinwiddie Shoe Company also. Make sure y'all cop those. He's doing great things for the community. Donating to charity every pair of shoes bought. Go try one and get one of his game warrants too. He auctions those off and all proceeds go to sending kids to college. So you got to check it out.
Spencer Dinwiddie seems like a genuinely just like incredible human being.
Man, he can cook. One of the smartest guys I've ever been around. And he's from LA. So it's just, he's one of the great guys in the NBA. Like, he should get an award. He'll probably have an award named after him when for community service and just, all around greatness, great guys when he retires. Like, it's just, he's a good dude. Great dude.
Follow the podcast on subscribe to the podcast, I guess, on Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, your normal Apple iTunes app, everything else. We're up there now. We'll be back next week with some more random discussion of basketball. But until next time, we'll talk soon. Bye.